Hey everyone, it's Zereph here, and here we are back in the depths of the iceberg genre. Last time I decided to talk about the Yume Nikki Iceberg, and pretty much it just had amazing reception. You guys loved it, and I love you guys for all the positive things and even the negative things that you guys said, because I'm here to make a part 2 and hopefully a better version of that. Now I will go forward to say that this iceberg that I was sent in the comment section, I would like to thank that user. Their username should be on screen right now. I'd like to thank you for sending me this iceberg. However, it featured both duplicate information as well as a lot of information on fan games. I decided to keep the fan game information in just because I thought Yume Nikki's so attached as a fan base to the fan games, especially considering how people connect them to the initial game, that hey, why not? It also gives us more stuff to talk about, because one of people's biggest gripes was not even like the content of the video, but rather the fact that the video was short. People wanted me to talk more. So I decided to condense the iceberg, add a few things, remove a few things, and yeah, let's dive right back into the depths of the Yume Nikki Iceberg. The title of the game, Yume Nikki, roughly translates from Japanese to English as Dream Diary. In the number world, you could find a Tori Nengen sleeping in a bed. Using the knife effect and stabbing the Tori Nengen will trigger its manic or lunatic mode. Once she catches the player, they will randomly be sent to one of the two random locations, one filled with an aforementioned hiragana character and the other filled with eyeballs. Hyperspeed probably refers to a bike glitch that can be found involving the bike and save game chair in Matsuki's room. Performing this glitch gives the character super speeds unable to be achieved in any other way. Using an effect during this will reset it. Steve Leaf okay, I won't even try that. Leaf is a fan name for the character that can be found in the Canal of Number World using the cat effect. The cat effect is an effect that lures NPCs towards the player when used, so using it in an area will slowly but surely bring Leaf into view. Leaf can't be interacted with, but no clipping to it allows it to be killed with the knife effect. Using the stoplight effect also changes Leaf's sprite. The blindfold effect is an unused effect that puts a blindfold over Matsuki's sprite. It's theorized that it can affect Matsuki in terms of what she can and can't see. Some other unused effects are Grayscale, which is speculated to be planned to be used in White Desert, and Will o' the Wisp, which is a color changing spirit sprite. Uboa is Matsuki's mother. This theory pretty much has no basis, but a 4chan post in 2005 by an anonymous user said, Uboa is Matsuki's mother's mangled face, screaming in pain. There really isn't any evidence to this or anything, but it's a very dark thing to speculate. Me is one of the few English fan games that draws inspiration from Dot Flow, Yume Nikki, and many other early fan games. Just like Matsuki, Me is a girl who refuses to leave her room, but instead of sleeping, she uses her stereo to enter the dream world. I Am Not in Your Dream is the title of a novel by Akira, which was first published in 2013. The full book, which includes Panako and Masada as characters, as well as events and effects from the game, can be purchased on Amazon and many other ebook sellers. Law Russ is the game developer of Dot Flow and other RPG Maker games. Don't really know why this is on the list, but maybe it'll be relevant in the future. The Tori Nengen bed is what we mentioned earlier. It's the same one that can trap Matsuki in a room in the Number World, and it can also give access to Mini Hell. The name of the creator of the game, Kikiyama, can be translated as Machine Mountain, with Kiki meaning machine or equipment, and Yama meaning mountain or hill. This could possibly mean that the Mars sign character, one of the fan favorites of, the fan base, could be Kikiyama themselves, or at least their personification in the game. The jellyfish in Yume Nikki are very similar to the lotus flower. In Buddhist and Japanese culture, the lotus flower represents purity, divinity, and spiritual awakening. This may be a metaphor for Metasuki's suicide being a transcendence from a disturbed life into a state of nirvana or peace, or her awakening from the dream into the true real world. Couldn't find anything about this, but maybe the sliding door could be cracked with an effect or through a random occurring event by leaving and returning to the balcony. Keokai, hope I'm pronouncing that properly, is an event from the earlier versions of the fan game Yume Nikki, which is supposed to be kind of a sequel to Yume Nikki. This event was only present in the earliest versions of the game, around version 0.035. In the library, there was a door on the wall that would take you to a small room, then a hallway featuring what appears to be monochromatic dolls while ominous music plays. Going through the door on the other end leads to a soul-bloody bookcase with very strange music that can be heard in the game, and interacting with it causes the screen to go black, and then a red face appears after a few strange seconds, accompanied by a strange hoarse sound causing the player to wake up. In certain rooms like the sewer processing plant B, sewer tunnel B, and sewer tunnel C, there are black-like window holes in the wall. You can peer into these by pressing interact, which will show you a strange, disturbing drawing. Each of the 9 holes shows a different drawing, but there's no evidence that these are scrapped NPCs. I only kept this because, Christmas spirit, but this likely refers to an effect in dot flow which would have been a Santa hat added to the character. The utility of it is still unknown. In the out-of-bound area of the Neon Highway in Yume Nikki, 2 crab-like chasers can send you directly to the main menu if you make contact with the player. This has to be one of the creepiest things on this list, to be honest. Could you imagine you're just trying to explore this world, you clip out to look around and whatnot, see if there's any secrets, and suddenly you're getting chased by a sprite you've never seen and it crashes your game. Yeah, I couldn't imagine how people found out about this and how creeped out it must have made them. Another party member can be added to your party, but this never happens in-game. It's nameless and there are no sprites associated with it, but having it in your party causes several scripts in the game to change. For example, all sane and insane Tori Ningen disappear. The Tori Ningen party and nice lunatic in the mall are not removed. The top left cupboard in the guillotine room will disappear. If you stand on its formal tile and press the action button, you'll end up in front of one of the 8 cupboards in the number world. If you enter the world again, the cupboard will have returned to its rightful spot. If you wake up, you will be unable to move. You can still open your menu. In Neon World, an unused background scrolls by. There is no proof to this, although it's speculated that Kikiyama is or identifies as a female due to personal pronouns used in old emails. Regardless, this is still an argument for some reason to this very day. It doesn't matter. Kikiyama, from what we know, is not even just a singular person. They typically refer to themselves as we. So Kikiyama seems like a group of people or maybe a duo. SIAS is a derogatory troll term. I'll put what it means on screen because I'm not saying that on YouTube. But it was a troll term used on 4chan in regards to the main character Sabitsuki from Dot Flow. All I could find on this one is an album by Silent Cicada that reimagined the original OST to Yume Nikki via remixing and covers. This album is called Yume Nikki Reimagined. It can be found online on YouTube and Bandcamp. Reddit poster Suck Dawn edited a Dot Flow sewer sprite, adding the word "come" to the texture. As such, whenever entering the area in the game where the texture was used, it would crash due to an invalid sprite. This was fixed by replacing the textures with the original. Now this is where it gets really interesting. I'm sorry I had to wait 10 minutes. Koronba, I believe I'm pronouncing that properly. Developer of fan game LCD-DEM posted an odd message in April 2013 asking all those following the game forget about it and remove all content related to it before disappearing and deleting the site hosting the game. The game itself had 4 versions and 2 translated into English. I actually played this game a long time back when I had my Yume Nikki fan game craze, The reason why I really played this one and remember it is because it's one of the few that were in English, and I didn't have to worry about translations or any errors that I would get from trying to play a Japanese fan game on a English-based PC. We can only wonder what made the developer take such a drastic turn. Like, what were they hiding in the game that they didn't want anyone to remember or want anyone to see? Switches in RPG Maker games refer to code that switches on and off events depending on certain parameters. Switch 203 is something that can be activated in the second neon tile path to play the broom chip substitute small 1 event, which checks to see if the witch effect has been obtained. It changes the tile set and gets garbled up visually. It can be used in Numbers World to perform the same broom chip substitute, except it involves the lamp, which changes the tile set to the Forest World. Finally, it can be used in the Pink Sea to turn the whole map black. How far we've fallen. Dick Me Dicky is a Yume Nikki fan game by OWL. It stars a certain man who has green hair and closed eyes. He appears to be a palette swap of Misery. I'm not even going to try that. Misery Ray's protagonist. The game was intended to be a joke with some blatant criticism of developers' shortcomings. The oxidized blood theory is a theory of the fan game .flow. It's based on the idea that Sabatsuki is infected from a disease. Sabatsuki means rusted, Sabi meaning rust. So it's probably an infection that is slowly killing her. A manufacturer group that collaborated with Kikiyama to produce merch in February 2011 to September 27, 2014. They created official rubber keychains, seals, sleeves, t-shirts, badges, pens, rubber coasters, pens again for some reason. Why is that on the script twice? CDs, magnets, cards, pencil cases, novels, everything pretty much. This stuff is still extremely rare to find, but you can see images on the wiki. A post on Yuboa-chan forum by a user claimed to be Kikiyama. It was later debunked to be an imposter, which is to be expected. Not many people could get in contact with Kikiyama. The poster claimed a 0.10 was finished and that they were planning to continue in terms of the game. This was in 2018. Speder2 is a small-time musician whose alias has been connected to Koronba, the aforementioned developer of LCD-DEM. This is due to the music style similar to that of the music in LCD. His last post on SoundCloud was roughly around the same time as Koromba's disappearance. Through my own research, I found that even their music website is very similar to LCD-DEM's website. So there you go. Debunked, or rather confirmed, that it is Koronba who runs that Speder2 account. Regardless, I don't want anyone contacting them and trying to ask them about their game. They want it taken down, and I think it should stay that way. This 2chan post I researched for a long time. I believe this 2chan post had either the 0.00 build of Yume Nikki or one of Kikiyama's first posts regarding the game. If anyone has an archive of this, please comment it below. I believe this refers to a blog post to the website for the Royal College of Psychiatrists. This blog post explores the effects of social isolation on the person via IRL interactions and dreams. And it also explores the effects, dream worlds, and the ending to the game. It's a very interesting read I never thought I'd see on such a website. It could also refer to a made-up obscure creepypasta that says that Yume Nikki will basically get into your dreams when you play the game and you'll die if you die in the dreams. Yeah, you can pick which one of those you want to believe. Couldn't find anything on this. I assume it's speculation on how the effects, which are shaped like eggs when placed down, taste like when cooked. Yeah, we need new content in this fan base. People are getting bored. A malware made based on Yuboa-chan for fun, allegedly. Couldn't find a source of download for this, so take it lightly. I would love to cover level 7, but it's either way too far out of the range of Yume Nikki. Like I said, I would cover some fan game content, but I feel like this iceberg has been a lot of fan game content. So I'm going to skip level 7 and we're going to go right to level 8. The hypertropia theory is a popular theory that Matsuki has hypertropia, a condition that misaligns the eyes. This is why she keeps them closed constantly, and this is probably why she refuses to leave her room and has these nightmarish dreams about being an outcast. The theory states the following, copy and pasted. Maybe Matsuki committed suicide because she was bullied by other girls at school, represented by the Tori Ningen, Monoko, Monoe, who were her friends. Ponoko was as well, but Ponoko might have talked about Mado behind her back and shared secrets she shouldn't have. A boy is the representation of anger and betrayal Mado feels towards Ponoko. Other than that, I couldn't really find much else about this, so I'm assuming that the person saying that either Matsuki killed herself because of Ponoko, or maybe she killed Ponoko because she shared these secrets behind her back. As I said, there is literally no basis behind these theories. There's no dialogue in the game, nor has any of the novels confirmed such a thing. But I guess it's always nice to theory craft. This insanely stupid theory, states Matsuki is a skydiver who landed on the balcony of an apartment. This is why she can't open the door since it's locked. Wait, if you're inside the apartment, how is it locked? Anyways, the events of Yume Nikki actually happen over the course of a few hours according to this theory. Eventually, she jumps off the balcony with her parachute to get down, but messes up the deployment, resulting in her death. Pure crack theory. Yume Nikki save files are saved in a .lsd file format. It's a default format for save files in games made in RPG Maker, but some people think it's a reference to LSD Dream Emulator. You guys love that game on this channel. A debunked rumor that states that there were hidden messages if you put background music from Yume Nikki into spectrogram software. I wish this were true. It'd have been so interesting. Wait a minute. Allegedly, a fan game actually hid things in her audio spectrographic information, although no other information can be found about it. I couldn't find the name of the game, I couldn't find the audio, or anything about this, so it's seeming very, very rumor-based creepypasta-ish. The file was named shock.ogg, and the game it was attributed to can't be found via normal search, deep into Yume Nikki's fan game wiki, and the only game with ties to Yume Nikki is a web game called Terminal 00, which fits the ARG category. I'm sorry if this iceberg wasn't as interesting as the first one. I feel like we covered most of the interesting information that regarded only Yume Nikki, or the secrets. I think what people kind of forget is that this was a small RPG game. There's not many things that can really be hidden in an RPG Maker game that you could open up and edit yourself in the software. In fact, I've done it before. I've opened the game up in RPG Maker and seen things I've never seen in the game myself, mainly because I've yet to beat it. Regardless, I hope maybe I bought you guys some interesting information. Maybe I creeped you out a bit. Maybe I made you happy. Maybe I made you laugh. If you like this video, make sure you like it. If you dislike it, comment down below why you didn't like it, and I'll try to improve in the future. It's your boy Zereph signing off. Peace. Thanks for watching.